Welcome back, folks. And I have done it. I got this carriage with 25 rocket thrusters to rocket us out of this launch tube, out the other end, through a freaking loop-de-loop, top off, and safely return. Special thanks to Digital Trip for coming up with the awesome name, the Silver Bullet. Not only is the carriage silver, but this thing kind of looks like a chamber with a long barrel attached. As soon as you get shot out of the launch tube, you go right up into a loop-de-loop. Bam! Thanks for joining me, folks, and I'm about to show you exactly what that feels like riding the sucker. But before we do that, I just wanted to show off the station just for a moment. This design had so much thrust, I had to put down all these tires just to cushion it from ramming into the station and exploding. Boom, baby. This whole thing started because I was redesigning my old roller coaster, and I wanted to test the limits on just how steep I could make the track. So I eventually got to a point where I made a track just straight up and down, and it worked. And from there, folks, I decided to start making the track come backwards. Now, the first couple of attempts, yes, the tires got stuck, the carriage got stuck, I had to break it, redesign it, etc. And then at some point, the carriage made it all the way around the loop, and I wasn't ready. The thing just kind of flew off the track. It was not completed yet. Alright, gotta take advantage of the daylight. Let's see what the Silver Bullet can do. Alright, now we're gonna start out just a little bit slow because of those ramp tires, but as soon as we clear those tires, this thing is just gonna scoot. Out the launch tube. Up into the loop. Through the loop. And there it is. Backwards, just as fun. I wish I could say parking was super smooth, but there is usually damage. And I just gotta take a second and show you what 25 rockets of thrust looks like. This thing really gets up and goes. But folks, we needed that 25 rockets worth of thrust to get this thing up and around the loop. Ooh, let's see how this one works. And I gotta tell you, this thing really cooks. I've never really had anything break. With the exception, there was this one time I accidentally shut the thrusters off with the carriage on top. It capsized. And I was like, oh, I can just turn it on, everything will be fine. And the carriage literally ripped right through the track. It had no chance. I know you guys can't really tell, but wow, I can almost feel the speed in my gut. I have absolutely no idea how long that launch tube is, but I'm going to go ahead and mark that, and we're going to find that out. With our mark on the front end, looks like we're looking at 50 meters, just shy of that. And that's, I don't know, like 1,258 miles. Now we're going to see how long it takes to travel that 50 meters. Not on the tires. Tires slow it down. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3... Okay, that was about 2.5 seconds, and that was a scientific measurement, by the way. Now that we've got our scientific measurements, we can deduce that this thing travels about, and this is rough math, folks, really freaking fast. If you'd like to make a super cool loop-de-loop roller coaster of your own, please tell me in the comments. I'd be happy to put a tutorial video together, especially if there's a lot of interest in this design. Speaking of designs, this is the one that started it all, folks. This is the original roller coaster, the OG. Link in description below. Looks pretty sweet at night, too. We're gonna have to see what that looks like out in the open. Let her rip. Whoa. Wicked. I do believe that is the best parking job I have ever done. Thank you so much for watching my video. I would be absolutely honored if you would like, share, subscribe, and comment. And make sure you enable notifications so you can catch more of my awesome content to come in the theme park. Uh-oh. Danger, Will Robinson. From there, I decided to... Okay, looks like I had some damage there. Special thank you to Wow. Yeah, I didn't even notice that missing tire. Crazy. If you'd like to make a super... Never fear, our park employees know exactly what to do. If you'd like to make a super cool... If you'd like to make a super...